welcome back guys to another episode of Paybourne projects here on YouTube. Project A-Class. Well, we're sat here today because an update video is due because the sale of the car has gone through. The Mercedes A-Class has now gone. It's sold within 2 days of being put up for sale. I can't even remember the date I sold it, but I sold it on the 2nd of November. I can't remember when I put it up. I put it on the weekend, and I put it up on the Saturday. By the Monday, I had a guy contact me, said he wanted to come and have a look at it. I said, yeah, fine. Be there in half an hour. He turned up, had a look at the car, took it for a test drive, and gave me an offer for the car right then and there. Nice chap, local chap named Martin. Come and had a look at it. Said it was for his granddaughter. Granddaughter just passed a test and needed an automatic because she did an automatic test. And he recommended a Mercedes because he knows a bit more about Mercedes than other manufacturers. So he said he'd stick with that. He was looking at smart cars, but he said, no, stay away from them. He's going to go for the Mercedes A-Class. So he looked at mine, was happy with it, took it for a test drive. Funny story on the test drive, we were looking all around the car and everything. I let him have a good old look around the car. Now, as he was looking all around, obviously we opened the boot and everything, and jumped in the car, took out the road. Now, I totally forgot to shut the boot properly. So when we were driving down the road, the boot decided to spring open. And some passerby decided to shout and let us know the boot was open. Me and him were totally oblivious. We were chatting away. Like I said, he was a nice guy. We were chatting away in the car, and the boot was open. So yeah, guy was shouting about the boot. Obviously, I quickly jumped out and shut the boot. Now, what you want to know after doing all these videos, this is the 11th part. So there was 10 parts of this Mercedes A-Class before this. Did I make a profit or did I make a loss? Now, I've got the rundown sheet here, and I'm going to let you guys know every single bit of cost, any profits, losses, anything like that, and how much all parts cost that I paid for this car. Anything I spent on this car, I will let you know in this video. Now, apologies if the picture quality ain't great. I'm using a different camera than what I normally record my videos with, so it's not in the 1080 60 frames per second. Right, so rundown then of everything, all costs. I'm going to start off with saying I put the car up for $995. I know in the previous video I said I was looking at putting it up for £700, but knowing, and just a little quick rundown off the top of my head in the last video, knowing how much I spent on the car, I was never going to be able to put it up for £700. So the car was £250. Engine oil conditioner, because I bought engine oil conditioner for the car to see if I could get rid of the noise that was, because at that point I didn't know the full extent of the damage of the engine, and the mechanic advised me to try it to see if it works. Now that cost me £3, not an expense really. That's why I bought it. £3. I think I got it off of eBay. £3 didn't do the job, but never mind, it was only £3. Number plate bulb, needed that for the MOT. That was £3. If you guys missed me changing the number plate bulb, I do have a video of that. Remember, all of these are from different parts in the videos that I've done of this project. So anything that you see me say, then you can check out these videos that I've done.
So £35 for the wing. Yeah, trying to get that to colour match would have been an absolute nightmare. So it was quicker, cheaper and easier just to replace the wing. So that's what I did. Looked on eBay, found a wing that was exactly the same colour for that model of car, and bought it. Well, I was watching it. It was £40. The seller sent me an offer to have it for £35, so I accepted. And at the end of the day, I weighed up that they're plastic wings, so chances are it's only going to be slight markings on the paint. There's not going to be no dents, there's going to be no rust, so I didn't have to worry about that. All I had to do was look at the condition of the paint to see which one was the best. And to be honest, that was one of the best ones I found on there, and it was also one of the cheapest. I was speaking to the new owner, and we were talking about the wing and everything, and he was saying, oh, well, why did you change it? And I said, well, the paint job was horrible on it. Someone had can sprayed it, and we were talking. I was also showing him my Focus that I got in the back of the driveway. Spoiler, I will be doing a video on that. It's been sat there for 2 years. It hasn't started. I haven't had it running for 2 years, so I'm going to do a little video on trying to get that started after sitting there for 2 years. So we're going to see how that goes. Like I said, I was never going to do a video on the Focus, but while I'm waiting to get a new car, either it's going to be a project or it's going to be a flip car, I thought, why not do a bit of work on that? But it'll be after Christmas now, because obviously we're coming close to Christmas. So, but yeah, he's asked me about the wing, and I showed him the paintwork, and he goes, "Can I have it?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, go on then." And I was thinking, oh man, I wanted to sell. I did say that on video. I did want to sell that on eBay and get some money back for the wing, because I knew I wasn't going to make much on the car. But he said he wanted it, or he asked if he could have it, and so I said, yeah, fine, take it. To be honest, I don't know how long it was going to be sat around for anyway, so he saved me a bit of time messing around with it. So yeah, that's the wing. Detail was £110, so the car was completely detailed, as you've seen of the previous videos. If you haven't yet seen them, go and check them out. There's 4 videos of us detailing the Mercedes A-Class, and to be honest, it's actually done quite well on the channel, as I said earlier on. But that was £110 for detail, which was a lot cheaper than what it would have been for what we had. When it was completely washed, decontaminated paint with clay bar and paint correction, so it had a more coarser pad on it to get rid of all the fine scratches of the car, and then it was also buffed up. The engine was carbon cleaned, and the engine bay was also cleaned as well. The interior was completely cleaned out and also washed out as well, all over, including the ceiling. So yeah, and all the whole plastics and dashboard was all steam cleaned. So it's all completely steam cleaned and washed throughout. That is from the front of the car to the back of the car, so including the boot, all the seats, carpets, roof lining, everything. Even the rubbers of the sills of the doors were also cleaned, but they needed cleaning. If they didn't need it cleaning, I probably wouldn't have bothered. So it was thoroughly detailed. I mean, even the wheels were taken off and cleaned, all inside the arches, all the brakes were cleaned up, and the back of the wheel, the alloy wheels as well, which is how come I know there was nothing wrong with the brake pipe, because I took all the wheels off and I cleaned it all, and I would have seen if there was something wrong with the brake pipe. So I know they definitely had me on that. So the detail was £110, would have been over £200. So I saved myself about £100 to £150 on the detail. So I have saved myself money, but there's also costs there as well. And the MOT was £421. As you see in the previous video, absolutely furious about that MOT and the things that they failed at. Well, one thing they failed on, the 2 that I had already picked up and I knew it was going to fail on anyway, and I even said that at the beginning of the video, that I think it was going to fail because of these reasons. And the thing that they come across was the brake pipe on the rear offside, which I know, as you saw me taking the wheels off and cleaning everything in there, you know I would have spotted anything wrong with the brake pipe. Apparently they changed the actual pipe, the metal pipe, and also the flex as well. I haven't seen any change on the flex at all. It still looks exactly the same as it was when I had those wheels off. And they have definitely changed the metal pipe, but again, I don't see what the hell they were doing. They fabricate the metal pipes there. I think they just came up with a reason to fabricate one and put it on the car, as soon as I know that they do it there, so they try and make money on that. And I guarantee that that was definitely a swindle on that, because I saw nothing wrong with those brake pipes at all. Also, they put an advisory saying the mudguard was damaged, though the car doesn't have mudguards, and if they are referring to the inner arch, which is the plastic wheel lining inside, there was nothing wrong with that at all. No screws were missing, there was no damage to it at all. And the new owner, who I've sold the car to, he also checked it and said he doesn't even know what they were talking about. I think they just wanted to put something down as a minor because they don't want 19-year-old cars to pass through with no minors. So I definitely think they're trying to make it sound worse than it was. But yeah, I'm absolutely furious that they've done that. They didn't need to, because apparently they picked up on other stuff, and they also picked up on the steering column was had a slight bit of play in it. And to be honest, I'm not going to dispute that, because I think it does. Because when I turn it, I do feel, if you do that with the steering wheel, you can feel a little bit of knocking, or a little bit of play in the steering wheel. So you know that is right. So they picked up on that. I was hoping they weren't, but they did, and it was only an advisory. So all the work that was done on the car, £421 in total. If you want to see a complete rundown of all the work that was done, the video will come up at the end of this video. I will put that up on there if you want to go and check out the previous video, which was the MOT video in part 10. In total then, £822 was spent on the car. So that's including the price of the car and all the engine conditioner, so the engine oil conditioner, number plate bulb, offside front wing, and detail and MOT combined comes to £822. Now, I sold the car, I should say I put the car up for £995. Martin, who's the new owner of the car, offered me £850 for it. And I said no, because one, I knew, yeah, okay, I could make a profit on it, but it would have been about, what, £28 profit if I sold it for 50 quid. So 850 quid. And I said no, because he dropped me down about need 150 quid. So I said, look, I'm prepared to come down £100 if you're prepared to go up 50. I'm not even asking him to meet in the middle. I'm just asking him to go up a bit more than what I'm going down. Sorry, a bit less than what I'm going down. Which he said, I thought you might, and agreed to £900. So the car sold for £900. I was expecting it ready. I wasn't expecting to get £1,000 for it. I just put it up for that, just to see, if I can actually get that for it, starting at that price, and I would go down a little bit each week that go by. Fortunately for me, I put it up for sale on the Saturday, and it sold on the Monday. So it sold within 2 days of me putting it up. And I did have a bit of interest. A couple of people were messing me around, of course, to send in the generic, is this still available emails or messages. Some I didn't bother to reply because I know that it was rubbish. And yeah, like I said, Martin, he was a nice guy. He messaged me, sounded genuine, didn't send, is this available message. He actually asked about the car, which I did respond to him, and he said, can he come and have a look at it like within half an hour? He did. And yeah, so that was on the Monday, and he come back and got the car. He left a deposit, come back, got the car on the Tuesday morning, and yeah, it is gone. So £650 gross profit was made on that car. So the value of, well, what I sold the car for minus the cost of the car. So my gross profit is £650. Net profit of £78. So what I sold the car for minus all of the expenditures and including the value, the price of the car, only made a £78 profit. I said before that I wouldn't even bother with cars that I couldn't even make 100. I've got to make at least £100 profit, net profit on a car for me to even warrant taking the car on. Now, I would have done, and I knew I would have done, but I made the mistake of putting the car in for an MOT. Now, I needed to because the car, when I bought the car, I only had 2 months MOT on it anyway. So I knew it was something that even if I just got rid of it as soon as I had it, I probably would have struggled to sell it straight away with only 2 months MOT. So, yeah, and then they had the cheek to tell me, oh, by the way, your car needs a service light's coming on. And I said, yeah, I know, mate. I said, I ain't bringing it here for a service. I said, not when you robbed me on the MOT. So, yeah, that is it. Car's gone. On to the next one then. £78 net profit. I think I've already spent that. That's made no difference to me at all. But I am looking for another car. Looking for probably a flip car because I need to boost up the money on the projects now. So probably just going to get a car that I'm just going to clean up and sell straight on. Only problem is that the pre-owned prices or used car prices are so high at the moment. Even for junk cars, people are asking over £500. I mean, like my Focus. It's like a spares and repairs, and people would even want £600 for that. So yeah, it's I'm struggling a bit at the moment to find a decent car at a decent price that I don't have to spend any money on. So my brother's going to help me with that. He's going to chip in as well, and he's going to find a car with me. So it's something we're going to do together on the next car on this channel. As for other videos and content coming up on the channel, I've got a detailing video, which we've done a detailing video on the Volkswagen Up. So that'll be coming up on the channel. Also, I'll be doing a car review on my Alfa Romeo Giulietta, the 2017 model, so it'll be the facelift model. And yeah, I'll also be looking at new cars, doing videos on new cars onto the market for 2022. And we'll also be doing some videos on the hunt for the next project. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and share it on your social media platforms. Helps the algorithm of this video and the channel, so appreciate that if you do that. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell beside it. And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. As for Project A-Class, that is it. We are done. This whole series of the A-Class is finished. We're going to move on to other stuff. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video right here at Paybourne Motor Projects.